Hello guys, hope you all had a lovely weekend. Oh my goodness, it is my birthday week. I'm so excited. I love November. I love my birthday month. I love my birthday week. So I hope you guys are having the best November so far. Yeah, so today I wanted to talk to you guys about sexual immorality, sexual sin, man. So as we all know, right now we live in a world that is overly sexualized, everything that you're watching, the movies, in cartoons, in advertising, in everything, sex sells, and we are in a generation that has been taught to embrace sex on a different level. There was the 70s of embracing or rather free love, and then now as time has gone by, we are very open with sexuality, and there's a lot of sexual preferences that are out there, and they're very crazy, to be honest. They're quite extreme, and the reality is we cannot please God and accept to fall into our desires, because people out here have some very crazy desires, and we can't just be accepting these things, to be honest. And I understand the fact that right now people are speaking out for themselves and they're being free, but the reality is, human beings, it's like we really know how to take things really, really far. It's crazy. So, number one, sexual immorality is the only sin in the Bible that you sin against your own flesh. You sin against your own body. And of course, people like to say that Adam and Eve, it's because that they had sex, and that's why that's what the fruit was. But I don't think so. I think it was a literal fruit. You guys just don't do this, and they just went and disobeyed God, and that's how we are where we are today. But the world that we live in now, it tells you that, you know what, if you're feeling something, if that's what you want, if that's what you're attracted to, go for it. And it's the wrong message, because even from a young age right now, it has become very, people have accepted that young boys should start watching pornography from a young age, 12, 13, that's where they're gonna learn. It's normal. And it's not normal, because of the fact that what they see on pornography is not normal. That's not what normal sex looks like. And when your children start by learning about sex in that context, then clearly that is why, that's one of the reasons that the world is a mess the way it is right now. Pornography promotes incest, it promotes sexual violence, it promotes rape, it promotes things that are not normal in the sexual world. And so by the time these children start having sex, they expect the creepy, freakiest things that they've been seeing on the internet. They expect that women look like that, and people, in general, porn is just, it's a mess. It's a mess. If you really look at those websites, and you look at the names of all those websites, they all have something to do with the devil, something evil. And it's something that's just normal to people. They don't even notice that. And the thing is about pornography is that you start watching, and it's just soft that's entertaining you, and then you start going into dark places. And I know that there are people out there, Maze, that you've had your moment when you were trying to relieve yourself and you kind of went too far into what turned you on that day, and when you finish, you're like, "Hey God, hey, forgive me for that," because it was a mess. Right now we have sexual preferences. There's something called zoophilia, which is, as we were talking about bestiality, the people who are having sex with animals, and there is people who are attracted to children, that is pedophilia. There are people who are attracted to, or rather sexually attracted to dead people. That's called necrophilia. There is a word for these things, because there's a lot of people out there who have crazy urges, and they just decide that they're gonna go with them. And the thing is, even when you're not in that extreme level, the thing is, you've opened up your soul, your eyes being the windows to your soul. You've opened up your soul to seeing these things, and you're letting those things in. And the reality is, you keep having sex thinking that you're going to be satisfied, but you never are. And so you keep sleeping with people and you keep sleeping with people, and you forget that every time that you have sex with someone, there are soul ties involved. And so you have sex with this person and you tie your soul to them, and then you have sex with this person and you tie your soul to them, and then so you've slept with like your whole city, and then your pieces of your soul everywhere, and you wonder why you're never at peace. At church in Mavuno, the one thing that we learned in our earlier classes was that you need to break all soul ties with the people that you have had premarital sex. And it's crazy, but the reality is God saves us from like our life of sin, but those consequences of our actions, they don't go away. You can never undo those things that you did. You can never unsleep with those people. When you look back and you look for whatever it is that you were searching on someone else's bed, you never actually found it. And so I have a couple of friends who are 27, 28, and who are still virgins. And I honestly, in the beginning, I used to laugh and I'm like, how did you get there? How are you still a virgin? And to be honest, now, with the little wisdom that I think that I have, I feel like they are the smartest among us, because they saved themselves from so much grief. The thing is, sexual immorality or sexual sin, that's how we ended up with STDs. That's how we ended up with, having people having abortions and having so many children just like left out in the streets. That's how rape happened. Like, the fact that people have urges and they decide that I am gonna take this girl whether she likes it or not, it came from somewhere. Because we live in a culture that right now, if you're watching TV, if you're watching movies, they show you and they make sexual violence seem like it's attractive, like it's something that's real. Right now, a lot of people in their beds right now are choking each other and they think that they're into it. And it's like, really? Are you really into that? Getting choked? Like, are you really? And I know that there are people who are really into that. And I don't even know how to. My question is like, how did we get there? How did we get to the point that, or how did you even learn the fact that, yeah, you like to be choked or you like to be tied up? Like, how is that good? Look, that's a conversation for another day. But at the end of the day, I just wanted to say that, like, let's just be more aware. It's not normal to be sleeping with a whole bunch of people. It's not normal for us to be having orgies, and like, it's literally in the Bible. It says, let us walk properly as in the daytime, not in orgies and drunkenness, not in sexual immorality and sensuality, not in quarreling and jealousy, but put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh to gratify its desires. That's Romans chapter 13, verse 13 to 14. The Bible tells us to stay away from that. Like, when you think about that, these are things that I'm telling you. I'm just trying not to go into detail, but I've been there. I'm not saying them just because I've heard of them or because I think I know better, but I have been there and I have learned from my mistakes. And the thing is, I am still dealing with the consequences of my actions, and I probably will forever, because I cannot erase my past. What I can do is learn from them and maybe teach you guys about it. But that's pretty much it. So I hope you learned a thing or two today. And then it's like, guys, like, celibacy, abstinence is the way to go. Wait for marriage, like, to be honest, because it's not worth the grief. It's not. You're wondering why can't I get this person out of my mind? Oh, it's because your soul is tied to them, and you went inside and tied your soul to someone who is of no significance, who doesn't care about you. And you thought probably it would, but at the end of the day, yeah, it causes more grief than it should, that is necessary in this world, to be honest. So to those friends of mine who are still holding on to their virginity, it does, I mean, I don't know about how pure it makes someone, because I think that they could be virgins and they could be terrible people, but at the end of the day, I commend you, because you were the smarter of the rest of us, and we were lied to, and society is still lying to people that you should just be out here hooking up, oh blah blah blah. But they don't tell you about the consequences, and they're there, and they're real, and they're unnecessary. To be honest, you can live longer and much better without that stress in your life. So just like think twice. Think about your actions and the things that turn you on right now. Are they normal? All right, keep it out.